Beamy 31-year-old male Liam, work as a sound engineer for a mid-sized indie game studio. It's a good gig, pays the bills, and I get to be creative. Used to dream of scoring blockbuster movies, but this is a pretty sweet reality. Live in a decent apartment in a city that's not quite a metropolis but big enough. Got a few good friends, a loving family that lives a few states away, and a cat named Jasper. Jasper is a fluffy Maine Coon mix who thinks he's a dog. Life is comfortable, but there's this lingering feeling, this quiet hum of something missing, like a perfectly mixed audio track with one frequency just slightly off. I've been single for about 2 years. My last relationship ended amicably, we just wanted different things. She wanted to settle down in the suburbs, I was still chasing some undefined career dream. We both got what we wanted, I guess. She's married now with a kid on the way. I'm happy for her genuinely, but it does make you think. Late nights at the studio, surrounded by synthesizers and monitors, the silence can be deafening. My friend Mark is my polar opposite. Extroverted, charismatic, works in sales, and has a new girlfriend every other month. He's always trying to drag me out. Liam, you can't just wait for the perfect woman to fall into your lap. You gotta go out and find her. He's not wrong, but the whole bar scene, the dating apps, it all feels so forced. Swiping through profiles like you're shopping for a new pair of shoes. It's exhausting, so I mostly just stick to my routine. Work, gym, hang out with a small circle of friends, play some video games, and cuddle with Jasper. It's a good life, a stable life, but it's not a full life. And I'm starting to feel that more and more. One Tuesday, I'm at my local coffee shop, the one with the worn-out armchairs and the smell of roasted beans that clings to your clothes. I'm sketching out some ideas for a new game soundtrack, a fantasy RPG with a Celtic vibe. Lost in my own world, headphones on, sipping a lukewarm latte. Suddenly, a shadow falls over my notebook. I look up, and there she is. She has this incredible presence, not loud or flashy, but solid, like she's the center of gravity in the room. She's probably in her early 30s, dressed in a sharp, tailored blazer and dark jeans. Her hair is a rich, dark brown, pulled back in a way that's both professional and effortlessly chic. She has these intelligent eyes, a deep, warm brown that seem to see right through you. She's holding a laptop and a phone, looking around for a place to sit. The shop is packed, and the only available seat is the one across from me. Our eyes meet for a second. I feel this jolt, this spark of something I haven't felt in a long time. I quickly pull my headphones off. "Is this seat taken?" she asks. Her voice is smooth, confident. "No, not at all," I say, probably a little too quickly. I clear my stuff off the chair and she sits down. She gives me a small, polite smile and then immediately gets to work. Her fingers fly across the keyboard. She's completely focused. I try to go back to my work, but my brain is short-circuiting. I keep sneaking glances at her. The way she furrows her brow when she's concentrating, the way she absently tucks a stray strand of hair behind her ear. She's captivating. I feel like a teenager with a crush. It's both exhilarating and terrifying. After about an hour, she closes her laptop and lets out a long sigh. She catches me looking at her, and this time she smiles a genuine, warm smile. My heart does a little flip. "Sorry if I was being antisocial," she says. "Deadlines." "No, not at all," I reply, trying to sound cool and collected. "I get it. I'm a sound engineer for a game studio. Crunch time is a way of life." Her eyes light up. "Oh, that's fascinating. Which studio?" I tell her, and she's actually heard of it. She says she's a fan of one of our games, a quirky little puzzle platformer that I did all the sound design for. We start talking, and it's easy, effortless. Her name is Clara. She's a senior marketing director for a big tech company. She's smart, witty, and has this incredible passion for what she does. She talks about her work with a fire in her eyes that I find incredibly attractive. We talk for another hour about everything and nothing. Our favorite movies, our worst travel experiences, our shared love for old-school hip-hop. It feels like I've known her for years. As she's getting ready to leave, I know I have to do something. This isn't an opportunity I can let slip by. My hands are sweating, my heart is pounding, but I force the words out. Hey, I know this is forward, but would you like to get dinner sometime? She pauses, and for a heart-stopping moment, I think she's going to say no. But then that smile returns, the one that makes my stomach do backflips. I'd like that very much, she says. She gives me her number, and just like that, she's gone. I sit there for a few minutes, buzzing with a mixture of excitement and disbelief. Did that really just happen? I text Mark, "You're not going to believe this." His reply is instantaneous. "Dude, did you finally talk to a woman?" I just smile to myself. Maybe, just maybe, my life is about to get a little less comfortable and a lot more interesting. Our first date is a few days later. We go to this cozy little Italian place that I know. The kind of place with checkered tablecloths and candles in wine bottles. I'm a nervous wreck. I must have changed my shirt 3 times. But as soon as I see her, all the anxiety just melts away. She looks stunning in a simple black dress that accentuates her confidence. The conversation flows as easily as it did in the coffee shop. She tells me about her career, how she started as an intern and worked her way up. She's ambitious, driven, and unapologetically so. I find it incredibly inspiring. She asks me about my work, and she's genuinely interested. She doesn't just nod and smile, she asks insightful questions. She wants to know about the creative process, the technical challenges, the joy of bringing a game to life with sound. I feel seen, you know. Like she's not just listening to me, she's actually hearing me. We talk for hours, long after our plates have been cleared. There's this undeniable chemistry between us, this magnetic pull. I walk her to her car, and the air is thick with unspoken energy. Under the soft glow of a street lamp, I lean in and kiss her. It's a soft, tentative kiss at first, and then it deepens. It's electric. It's everything I've been missing. The next few weeks are a whirlwind. We see each other as often as our busy schedules allow. We go to museums, we see live music, we take long walks in the park. We cook dinner together in my apartment, laughing as we make a mess of the kitchen. I introduce her to Jasper, and he immediately curls up in her lap, purring like a motor. It's a sign, I tell her. Jasper is a very discerning judge of character. She just laughs, that beautiful, infectious laugh that I'm quickly becoming addicted to. I learn more about her, the little things that make her who she is. She's fiercely independent. She's lived on her own since she was 18. She's a perfectionist. She color codes her bookshelf. She's got a soft spot for cheesy 80s movies, and she's guarded. There's a part of her that she keeps hidden, a wall that she's built around herself. I can feel it sometimes, this subtle distance. Like she's holding back a piece of herself. I don't push it, I figure she'll open up when she's ready. I'm falling for her hard. It's terrifying and wonderful all at the same time. I haven't felt this way about anyone in a very, very long time. One night, we're lying in my bed, tracing patterns on each other's skin. The city lights are casting a warm glow through the window. "I've never met anyone like you, Liam," she says, her voice soft in the darkness. "I feel the same way about you, Clara," I whisper back. I think to myself, this is it. This is the real thing. This is what I've been waiting for. A few months into our relationship, things are going great. I've met her friends, she's met mine. Mark, ever the skeptic, gives her his seal of approval. "She's a keeper, man," he tells me over a beer. "Don't mess this up," like I would even know how to. Clara has become a part of my life, a part of my routine, but in the best possible way. She's the first person I want to talk to in the morning and the last person I want to talk to at night. We're in that blissful honeymoon phase, but even in paradise there are storm clouds on the horizon. I start to notice a pattern. Clara is incredibly busy with work. I knew she was ambitious, but I didn't realize the extent of it. She's constantly on her phone, answering emails, taking calls. Our dates are often cut short or rescheduled because of a last-minute work emergency. I try to be understanding, I really do. I admire her work ethic, her drive, but it's starting to feel like I'm competing for her attention. And I'm losing. One Friday night, I've planned a special evening. I've cooked her favorite meal, I've bought a nice bottle of wine, I've even cleaned my apartment, which is a major event. She's supposed to be here at 7. 7 o'clock comes and goes, I text her, no reply. 7:30, still nothing. I call her, it goes straight to voicemail. I'm starting to get worried and a little annoyed. At 8 o'clock, she finally texts me back. So sorry, got held up at work. Something big just came up. Have to work late. Rain check. I stare at the phone, a cold knot forming in my stomach. I type out a reply, everything okay? Her response is immediate, yeah, just work stuff. I'll call you tomorrow, and that's it. I'm left with a romantic dinner for one and a growing sense of unease. This kind of thing starts to happen more and more frequently. Cancelled plans, late-night work calls, weekends spent glued to her laptop. I try to talk to her about it. Clara, I feel like we're not spending enough time together, I say one Sunday afternoon as she's tapping away on her phone. She looks up, a flicker of annoyance in her eyes. Liam, I'm sorry, but my career is really important to me. This is a critical time for my company. I know that, I say, trying to keep my voice even. But I'm important to you too, right? She puts her phone down and takes my hand. Of course you are, she says, her voice softening. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. It's not going to be like this forever. I want to believe her, I really do, but a part of me can't shake the feeling that this is just who she is. That work will always come first. We're at a friend's party a few weeks later. It's a lively, crowded affair and I'm having a good time. Clara, on the other hand, is in a corner on her phone looking stressed. I walk over to her. Hey, you okay? She barely looks up. Yeah, just a little work drama. You've been on your phone all night, I say, trying not to sound accusatory. Come on, let's go dance. She shakes her head. I can't. I have to be ready in case my boss calls. I feel a surge of frustration. Clara, we're at a party. Can't you just unplug for a few hours? She finally looks at me, her eyes cold. You don't get it, Liam. This is my life. This is what it takes to be successful. And what about our life? I ask, my voice barely a whisper. She doesn't have an answer for that. The car ride home is silent and tense. The unspoken words hang heavy in the air between us. I look at her, at this beautiful, brilliant, driven woman that I've fallen in love with, and I realize with a sinking feeling that I don't know how to reach her. I don't know how to break through that wall she's built around herself. The wall that's made of ambition and success and a fear of letting anyone get too close. The breaking point comes a month later. It's my 32nd birthday. I'm not a huge birthday person, but it's still a day you want to spend with the person you love. I've told Clara weeks in advance. We've made plans to go to this nice restaurant, a place I've always wanted to try. I'm excited, I've bought a new shirt, I've even made a reservation. The day of my birthday, I wake up to a text from her. Happy birthday, my love, can't wait to celebrate with you tonight. It's a good start. I go to work, my colleagues surprise me with a cake, it's a nice day. I'm counting down the hours until my date with Clara. At 5 o'clock, I get a call from her. I answer, a smile on my face. Hey you, I say, her voice on the other end is strained. Liam, I am so sorry. You are not going to believe this. My stomach plummets, I already know what's coming. Something's come up at work, she says, her voice thick with regret. A huge, company-wide crisis, I have to be here. I don't know when I'll be able to leave. I'm silent for a moment, the disappointment washing over me like a cold wave. It's my birthday, Clara, I say, my voice flat. I know, she says, and I can hear the tears in her voice. I feel terrible. I promise I'll make it up to you. When, I ask, a bitter edge to my tone, when you have a free moment between meetings. When your company isn't having a crisis. Liam, that's not fair, isn't it? I say, my voice rising. I'm tired of being your second priority, Clara. I'm tired of competing with your job for your attention. It's not a competition, she says, her voice defensive. It sure feels like one, I reply. The silence on the other end of the line is deafening. I have to go, she says finally, her voice small. Yeah, I know, I say, and I hang up. I stand there in my apartment in my new shirt, the restaurant reservation confirmation on my phone, and I feel empty. I call Mark. Hey man, what are you up to tonight? Nothing much. Why? Clara canceled on me. You want to grab a beer? I'll be there in 20, he says, no questions asked. That's the thing about good friends, they just know. We go to our usual dive bar, the one with the sticky floors and the jukebox that only plays classic rock. I tell him everything, the canceled dates, the late night work calls, the feeling of being constantly pushed aside. He listens patiently, sipping his beer. I'm sorry, man, he says when I'm done. That's rough. I don't know what to do, I confess. I love her, Mark, I really do, but I can't live like this. Have you told her that? He asks. I've tried, I say, but it's like she doesn't hear me. Or she doesn't want to. We sit in silence for a while, the sounds of the bar a dull roar around us. You know, Mark says finally, my dad used to say that you can't make someone love you. You can only be someone who can be loved. The rest is up to them. I think about that, about his words sinking in. I've been trying so hard to make this relationship work, to fit myself into the small spaces that Clara leaves for me in her life. But maybe it's not about me. Maybe it's about her. Maybe she's just not capable of giving me what I need. I go home that night feeling a strange mixture of sadness and clarity. I look around my apartment at the life I've built for myself. It's a good life, a life I'm proud of, and I deserve to share it with someone who values it, who values me. The next day, Clara calls me, full of apologies and promises to make it up to me, but something has shifted in me. The disappointment has hardened into resolve. We need to talk, I say, my voice steady. We meet at the coffee shop where we first met. It feels like a lifetime ago. She looks tired, her eyes are red-rimmed. Liam, I am so sorry about last night, she begins. It was a complete nightmare at work. I hold up a hand to stop her. Clara, it's not just about last night, I say gently. It's about everything. I lay it all out for her, how I feel, how her work has become a wall between us. I don't raise my voice, I don't accuse her, I just tell her my truth. She listens, her eyes welling up with tears. I didn't realize, she whispers. I've been so focused on my career, on proving myself. I guess I lost sight of what's important. I love you, Clara, I say, and the words are heavy with the weight of everything we've been through, but I can't do this anymore. I can't be in a relationship where I always come second. She starts to cry then, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. Don't do this, Liam, she pleads. I can change. I'll make more time for you, I promise. I look at her, at this woman I love, and my heart breaks. Because I know deep down that she can't change, not because she doesn't want to, but because she doesn't know how. Her ambition is a part of her, it's in her DNA, and I can't ask her to be someone she's not. I'm sorry, I say, and I mean it, but I have to let you go. I get up and walk out of the coffee shop, leaving her there with her tears and her success. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It feels like I'm tearing a part of myself away. But as I walk down the street, the city air feels a little lighter, a little fresher. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I can breathe again. The weeks after the breakup are a blur of work and aimless evenings. I throw myself into my job, spending long hours at the studio, fine-tuning sound effects and composing music. It's a welcome distraction, a way to fill the silence that Clara left behind. My apartment feels empty, too big for just me and Jasper. I keep expecting to see her walk through the door, to hear her laugh, to feel her hand in mine. The grief comes in waves, catching me off guard at the most unexpected moments. A song on the radio, a couple holding hands in the park, the smell of her perfume on a scarf she left behind. It's a dull, constant ache in my chest. Mark tries to cheer me up, dragging me out for beers and trying to set me up with his girlfriend's friends. I appreciate the effort, but my heart's just not in it. I'm not ready to even think about dating again. I need time to heal, to figure out who I am without her. One night, I'm working late at the studio, struggling with a particularly tricky piece of music. It's a love theme for the two main characters in the game, and I just can't get it right. It all sounds so hollow, so cliché. Frustrated, I push back from my keyboard and rub my tired eyes. I think about Clara, about our relationship. I think about the good times, the laughter, the intimacy. And I think about the bad times, the loneliness, the disappointment. I start to play not with a goal in mind, but just to let my fingers wander across the keys. And then something starts to happen. A melody emerges from the chaos, a simple, melancholic tune. It's not a love theme, not in the traditional sense. It's something more complex, more nuanced. It's a song about love and loss, about hope and heartbreak. It's our story translated into music. I work through the night, pouring all of my emotions into the composition. By the time the sun rises, I have something I'm proud of. It's the most honest, most personal piece of music I've ever written. I play it for my boss, the creative director of the studio. He listens, his eyes closed, a thoughtful expression on his face. When it's over, he's silent for a long moment. Liam, he says finally, that's stunning, it's perfect. The game is released a few months later, and it's a huge success. It gets rave reviews, and the soundtrack is singled out for praise. People are talking about my music. My name is being mentioned in articles and forums. It's surreal. I start getting offers from other studios, bigger projects, more creative freedom. My career, the thing I thought I had to put on the back burner, is suddenly taking off. It's everything I've ever wanted. But there's a part of me that wishes Clara was here to see it, to share in my success. I wonder what she's doing, if she's happy. I think about reaching out to her, but I don't know what I would say. I'm still healing, and I'm not sure I'm ready to open that wound again. One evening, I'm at a networking event for the game industry. It's a stuffy, corporate affair, not really my scene. I'm standing by the bar, nursing a drink, when I hear a familiar voice. Liam, I turn around, and there she is. Clara, she looks different, still beautiful, still impeccably dressed, but there's a softness in her eyes that I've never seen before. Clara, I say, my voice a little shaky. What are you doing here? My company is a sponsor of this event, she says, a small smile on her face. I saw your name on the guest list. I was hoping I'd run into you. We stand there for a moment in awkward silence. There's so much I want to say, so much I want to ask. I heard about the game, she says finally. Congratulations. The soundtrack is incredible. Thank you, I say, a genuine warmth spreading through my chest. That means a lot. I've been doing a lot of thinking, she says, her gaze steady on mine. About us. About what you said, she takes a deep breath. You were right, Liam. I was so focused on my career, on climbing the ladder, that I lost sight of everything else. I pushed you away. And I've regretted it every single day since. I'm at a loss for words. I never expected this, never thought I'd hear her say those things. I've been going to therapy, she continues, a newfound vulnerability in her voice. I'm learning to set boundaries, to prioritize my life outside of work. I'm learning to be present. She looks at me, her eyes pleading. I know I have no right to ask this, she says, but I miss you, Liam, I miss us. Is there any chance at all that we could try again? My heart is pounding in my chest. This is the moment I've been dreaming of, the moment I thought would never come. But I'm not the same person I was when we broke up. I've grown, I've changed. I've built a life for myself that I'm proud of, a life that doesn't revolve around waiting for someone else to make time for me. I look at Clara, really look at her, and I see the woman I fell in love with. But I also see the pain, the struggle, the long road she has ahead of her. And I know with a certainty that settles deep in my bones that I can't go back. Clara, I say, my voice gentle but firm, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of the work you're doing on yourself. You deserve to be happy. I see the hope in her eyes flicker and die. But I can't, I say, the words catching in my throat. I can't go back. We're different people now. We want different things. Tears well up in her eyes, but she doesn't cry. She just nods, a sad, understanding smile on her face. I understand, she says, her voice barely a whisper. I had to try. She turns and walks away, disappearing into the crowd. I watch her go, a profound sense of sadness and relief washing over me. I loved her, I truly did. but sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes you have to choose yourself. I leave the party, the sounds of networking and schmoozing fading behind me. I walk out into the cool night air, the city lights twinkling around me. And for the first time since the breakup, I feel a sense of peace. The ache in my chest is gone, replaced by a quiet strength. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'll ever find a love like that again. But I know that I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I'm whole. I get home, and Jasper greets me at the door, rubbing against my legs and purring loudly. I scoop him up in my arms and bury my face in his soft fur. "It's just you and me, buddy," I say, and I smile. And for the first time in a very long time, it feels like enough. S.